What's up YouTube, it's your boy Theon back again with another video. So today we're simply just going to be making a beat, something inspired by jazz. We start at 90 BPM, maybe take it up to like 98 or 97 there. With this tape piano from Labs. So we're simply just gonna throw in some chords and we're gonna be using minor ninth chords. And as you can see, they basically look like this and they sound like this. So yeah, basically just that. So we're gonna create chords based on that. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out a rhythm which will best suit what I'm going for. So after some time I then ended up with this. Yeah, pretty vibey, you know. So next thing I'm gonna use is this jazz guitar from Contact, and basically what I'm gonna do is basically just copy that same chord progression and then paste it. And then I just knock it up an octave. Yeah, which is pretty much what I'm going for. And yeah, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna export it out, and then basically I'm gonna knock it down an octave back. You know, it just gives me this effect which I'm kind of going for. So if you play them up together with the piano, it sounds like this. Yeah, so next thing I'm gonna add a jazz guitar from Triton, and it's simply just gonna follow the chords, not gonna do anything major, and it simply just plays this. Alt X to edit the volume. Yeah, so actually I kind of like this, so I'm gonna export it out, and then I'm actually gonna knock it down an octave just so it gives me that same effect. Yeah, so next thing I'm adding, it's this preset. I'm gonna be using this. It's a synth from Morphine, and all it's gonna play actually, it sounds like this. It's just gonna play something simple, maybe like here. Here as well. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. Yeah, so I'm gonna search for a vocal, and I have this couple of vocals I've edited and put it in a group. Let me see. I ended up with this one. Yeah, so all these sounds I'll be using for the drums actually on a new drum kit I'm working on. And you know, it has a couple of things. As you can see here, it's not yet done. I have a couple of perk loops here and things such as that, but yeah, just be on the lookout for it. I will definitely be dropping it soon. So we're gonna start with this, with a simple pattern. Yeah, so I kinda like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add more to the drums by adding perk loops. This is actually a hi-hat loop. Which I kinda like and fits the vibe a little bit more. I'm gonna add this one as well. Lower the volume a bit. Yeah, so I decided to add this shaker, which is like not doing too much, but it's adding to the beat. So I'm gonna add a perk loop. Let me add another shaker actually, because you know these beats are mostly carried by the shakers and the jazz chords. So I'm gonna add that. I think this might also fit the vibe. Yeah, I kind of like that, but I'll also just add another perk loop, and let's start with the kick. I'm gonna change this to Afrobeat. Simply just gonna create a 4-step. Yeah, I kind of like this. I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah. So it sounds like this with the chords. I then changed the kick to this one, which is a little bit less punchy. Yeah, which I basically prefer. Yeah, so let's start with the bass. And for the bass, I'm using this E bass from Purity, and it sounds kind of realistic. That's why I'm going for it. And it simply just plays this, follows the chord progression, nothing too major. Down, then up an octave. So it basically plays this. which I kind of like, and I actually have a second pattern for this, and it's a little bit complex but pretty simple. So I decided to add a counter melody as well, and it simply plays this, follows the chords. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna render it out, and then I'm gonna change the sample rate to like 8,000. Yeah, just so it's not so bright, let me take it down a little bit more to 4,000. Yeah, you know, just so it's more in the background. So yeah, I did a pretty easy, simple arrangement. So please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and all that good stuff, guys. And please be on the lookout for the drum kit. I'm actually working on it. I'm like 70% done. So if you like this Afrobeat, just hit the link in the description and you can get it for yourself. This is a pretty simple arrangement I did, so please enjoy.